Hi guys, how are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. Guys, have you subscribed? If you have subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've not even come here to tell you thank you for getting us to 60,000 subscribers, and that was a while back. So thank you so much. It's been such a busy time. I've been overwhelmed by deadlines, but now I'm back, guys. So today, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like and share, and turn on that notification button so that you don't miss out on our videos. I believe now you can find us in TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and of course here in YouTube. Now, my friends, today I want us to talk about how to choose the right course and the right school. And this is for the people who want to study. Is it you? Do you know someone who wants to study in Canada? Are you interested? Because bingo, you are in the right place. And today we want to do the most important part of your Canadian studies journey, and that is selecting the right course and the right school. And I really don't know which one comes before the other, and there's a lot of confusion as to what comes before the other, whether it's the chicken or the egg, and we are here to determine that. So please stay tuned, because I want you to fully understand what I will talk about here. This is not legal advice, but please take this as useful education that you can use to help you make the right decision towards your Canadian studies. Okay, my friends? Okay. So, course or school. I consult with a lot of you from all over the world, okay? Whether it's from Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas, the Caribbean, everywhere, Australia. So I get to meet a lot of people who are actually interested in the studies, and they kind of form the majority of the people who consult with me. And some people come to me when they already have courses and they want me to help them apply for their study permits. Others, they are seeking a second opinion after they already secured an admission. Okay, they are kind of feeling, they are questioning their choices, and others don't know where to start. And I always tell people, you know what, it's in your best interest, before you do anything with regards to Canadian immigration, or any immigration for that matter, because immigration is a very sensitive issue, please always seek legal advice. Seek a professional to guide you, so that when you dip in your feet, before you wet your feet, please make sure you have an understanding of the process and what you're about to encounter and what it takes, so that you can be ready and prepared. Okay? So as I was saying, when people ask me, Lois, I want you to help me get a school, and they have these, guiding factors that they want to consider, majority of the people tell me they are actually interested in a cheap school, or rather affordable school. That's what they say. And I think that's a good factor to consider. There are many factors to consider. Of course, you have to consider your budget, your future immigration plans. And I'm not going to talk about this because I think I've talked about them in another, a previous video. So things you really want to watch out for, most important, is that what is your exit plan after coming here to study? Are you coming to get a credential that you will take back home, or are you planning to immigrate after your studies? And that is where I tell people, know your DLIs. Know DLIs, that is a designated learning institution. Make sure you're coming to a designated learning institution, a public institution, and you want to watch out for a postgraduate work permit. Okay? If your goal is to immigrate, you want to watch out for a school that offers you a postgraduate work permit. Okay? My friend, this year I've seen a lot of people who have received admissions from some private institutions, and these institutions actually even want you to commit and pay a deposit, while for sure they know that they don't offer postgraduate work permits. But you see, the moment you commit, then you have to come, or either you lose your money. And you know what, people, again, Stop wasting money. Stop losing your money in unclear situations. Before you spend your money, money doesn't come easy, at least for me. So I don't know for you. But I believe money doesn't come easy. So you really need to know where you're spending it and for what value. Okay? So anyway, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to help you choose the right course or the right school. And the misconception that I see is people think that finding the right school is the most important. It's damn important. Okay? It's extremely important. But you can never look for a school and then look for a course. Your choice for a school should always be guided by the choice of your course. Get that clear. Your guiding factor should never be the school. Because then, if you go with school, I can sit here and tell you, Canada has over 200 learning institutions, post-secondary institutions. So, here I can sing them like a song. I deal with a lot of them. Here in Calgary, we have University of Calgary, University of Lethbridge, University of Mount Royal. We have Bow Valley, we have SAIT, we have, Red Deer College. We have all these. But the question is, does that institute or institution have the course you need? Okay, or you desire? So not all schools are equal. Some schools are going to be based on sciences, others on arts, etc, etc. So it's good for us, before you go looking for schools, first know what course. Because the moment you know the course, then you will use that to see which college offers that course. Okay? If you do it the other way around, what you do is you waste a lot of time. Because then you first get a school and then you go onto their website and then you look for your course and realize, oh damn, they don't offer that course. So next, okay? And your hunting is like you're looking, for a certain sheep in all these institutions, okay? Well, you could do things the other way around. First, identify your course. That is the most important thing you will ever do for yourself. Okay? Now, this is where I want to emphasize most. How then do you choose the right course? Okay? And some other people also, they want to choose a course that is cheap. Do you see people? They want to choose a course that is also cheap to do. The biggest lie out there. And oh my God, I can't tell you, this gets me every time. I think almost every day I talk to someone with this kind of an issue and they tell me, I'm in these groups, I saw it on YouTube, I saw it on this social media platform. And these social media platforms are great. I'm in one, we are here today. But I tell people, approach social media with, a pinch of salt. Majority of us on social media or on YouTube, majority of the people, we are looking for likes, viewerships, subscribership. So we tend to give people things that are catchy, not necessarily things that actually, correspond with the law. Because Canadian immigration is so much based on the law. You really need to fully understand, and also based on merit. So what happened to your friend or what worked for your friend may not always work for you. So that course that you saw your friend take may not be the right course for you, my friend. Okay? All right, Finn, what do you want? Yeah, so the course that your friend took may not be your course. Okay? So know that before anything, before you start planning for school, always ask yourself, how will you enter Canada? You will need a study permit. Come on, Finn. Stop being dramatic. You will need a study permit. Okay? And if you're going to need a study permit, then the person you really need to be impressing, it's not me, it's not yourself, it's the visa officer. So at the course selection phase, that is long before you apply for that study permit, you have to think of the visa officer when it's time to apply for your study permit. Okay? Yes, of course, you have to impress the faculty to give you a school admission, but then even if you get that school admission but still can't impress the visa officer so that they can grant you a study permit, it's all moot. Okay? It's all moot. And this comes to what I was telling you. Sometimes people come to me, they've already taken a course, and I'm like, if I were you, I wouldn't take that course. And I try to understand, like, how did you arrive at this course? Okay? Because you have to convince a visa officer why you really need to take this course in Canada. Okay? Now, people tell me, I ask people, so why this course? Guess what they tell me? I actually was told by my friends, or I consulted a few people, and they told me to take social work. Christ Jesus, I am just telling you, almost everybody is taking social work, and I really do not understand why everybody has to take social work. Why are you taking social work? I ask, and they tell me it's because of its employability in Canada. And I'm like, stop right there, my friend. Stop right there. That is where you got the approach wrong. See, you are coming here on a study permit. A study permit is temporary. So remember what I said about the visa officer. You have to convince the visa officer that you will actually go home, back to your country. Okay? And the course you're coming to do here, you will actually make use of it in your country. Then how do you tell me that you're taking that course because of its employability in Canada? Do you see? Dual intent. Yes, I know you want to settle in Canada, but the obligation of a study permit says that you must leave this country after you study and go back home. Which means then for you to leave, you must be able to take the course and implement it in your country. So watch out. Yes, as a social worker, you will find work here. But I've also told people, you don't all have to be social workers. Come on. And especially people from Africa. This thing that you must all come here and be social workers and work in group homes and work with the elderly. Who bewitched us, people? Who? I'm getting a Niger accent. Who bewitched us? That we must all come here and be working in group homes. There's nothing wrong about that. But you could also come here and study something else, because occupations are endless and they are all in demand. A lot of them are in demand. It's not only social workers or people with disability. Those are not the only occupations in demand. Okay? A lot of other occupations are in demand. So I meet someone and they tell me, I'm actually an accountant and I'm taking this course in social work. And you stop me right on the tracks, and I'm like, why? Because I know with that course I'll find a job in Canada. You got it all wrong. You will not be able to sell that to a visa officer, my friend. Okay? And that is why I tell people, talk to a professional. What I do with people, I will look at your entire profile, including your personal life. Yes, including your personal life, and advise you a course that makes sense to your individual situation in a way that you can sell it to a visa officer. Okay? Whether that is that social work, it has to make sense to the visa officer. If it doesn't make sense to the visa officer, denial. It doesn't matter whether you have the money, whether you have everything, whether you have travel history, you are going to be denied for having the wrong course. It's called purpose, my friends. Okay? Purpose. So it's in your best interest that you spend as much time and energy and do a lot of due diligence in the course selection. Now, the moment now you get that course, you identify that this is the right course for me, that I can sell to a visa officer and they can grant me a study permit based on this, then my friend, we can now go look for schools. And now, when you're looking for schools, remember, you have to look at the designated learning institution. Does it have a study, does it have a postgraduate work permit? In which province? Because again, you also have to look at your exit plan. How will you immigrate to this place after your studies? You gotta be careful because those things are determined by things like age. So depending on your age, not every province is for you, my friend. Okay? Not everything is for you. So you gotta be careful. You do not want to come here and study a course and then boom, you're stuck after your graduation and there's no immigration option available because you can't meet any of the eligibility factors. Okay? So, course, then school. In the school, when you're looking at the schools now, look at your budgets. Okay, look at your budget, look at all the other factors that you're interested in, look at the province of your choice. Okay, now I want to say this before I end this session. Everybody tells me, not everybody, okay, I lied, majority of the people tell me, Lois, I want a cheap university or a cheap college. And I tell people, you know what, approach that with caution. And I think I did a video on 10 cheap universities, okay? Cheap universities, 10 of them. And I'm going to tag that video in the description part of this video so that, in your own time, go through it and listen to what I'll say there. What I want to caution you about cheap universities, guess what? Number one, cheap universities are not going to be in these major cities. You're not going to find the cheapest university in Canada in Calgary. No. You won't also find it in Ontario, unless Northern Ontario, like those remote places. So expect to find the cheapest universities in the remotest places of Canada or in the smallest provinces whereby there are no employment opportunities or just limited employment opportunities, where also the wage is also very low. Okay? Yes. Low wage, remote places, less opportunities. Do you know what the kicker is? Most of those cheap universities and colleges, they attract a lot of applicants because a lot of applicants are like you. They are looking for cheap. What happens to cheap? Cheap attracts a lot of people. So many people tend to apply to these universities. Ask me, Memorial University is one of them. Then tell me the admission rate for Memorial. And I tell this to my clients come and tell me, no, I want to get into Memorial. And I have to tell you, you know what? By all means apply to Memorial, but you find that for those very cheap universities, because of the demand, the bar goes very high. So you find like they need very high GPA, okay? Because of that high GPA, because you know what? They all have a limited capacity after all. So you realize that the chance of being not admitted, being denied admission is also high. So you end up looking for cheap places. You put in 4 or 5 admissions, like please applications, that 150 per school times 5 applications. Some people tell me I put in 5 applications and I'm like, you've almost spent $1,000 trying to apply to schools and you're even applying for the wrong course. Get things right. Get the right course. Let the course lead you to the school. Maybe adjust your budget. Look at all the other factors, and that is how you choose the right course in the right school. The right course in the right school in this beautiful country, and you are also able to convince the visa officer, and hopefully you will get your study permit. Again, I have to say this, it doesn't matter. At times you can do the best applications, but there is no guarantee for study permits. Nobody can ever guarantee you a study permit, my friend. And when I say study permit, it's what you guys call a study visa. Nobody can guarantee you that, but it's in your best interest to put in the best application. Stop choosing the wrong courses because you're just shooting yourselves in the foot. I see everybody, a lot of people come to me once they're denied, and I look at their courses and I'm like, wow, who advised you to take this course, because that forms purpose. You don't have the right purpose to bring you here. Okay, my friend. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching, and watch out for my next video that is starting on visa refusals. Okay,